We can't let you in here with that.
This is a democracy.
When it comes to the Steelers, it's a democracy.
Busy today?
Yes, I have. The weather turned cold and they started calling.
Yep.
Any predictions on the LCD tonight? Guys, keep their seats. Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty well known.
I hope he does.
No.
I can live with that, you know what I mean?
Probably can turn the compressor off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it all. Actually, what they are, I guess they're assigned to
This is a return on
their sale, but
That's the
they
safest way, isn't it?
Yeah.
have luncheon for some reason. Well, I just saw a lot of Facebook issues. Shot of her. Trying to spotlight that on for a while.
See what happens when you go see Paul.
Well,
You have to go see your son?
Did you come away with any money?
No, not a penny.
That's a good business for him.
And he didn't get any out of me either.
Every once in a while, we'll get a final decision. I don't have it.
I have a question. Randy Adler told me that Randy Adler told me somebody he knows was thinking about buying the house.
Okay. I went to. Okay. If you don't say it, I will.
What's this on here for, you know? Canoe? Mm-hmm. We sold that to him last meeting.
Wanted to ask.
We sold that to him last meeting.
It's going to barn. I guess he's here.
My wife's on there now.
Which one?
Canoe?
Oh, that was, okay. Oh, and I did see that in the minutes, I thought. Yeah, there it is, isn't it? It's on the second. No, it's on here, under the announcements.
And that, what they're going to realize is
See this phone call right here?
Yeah. So I don't know, yeah. You go to the Commonwealth's office. I didn't know.
is Paul Seymour Jr. for the record.
Yes, sir.
Right off the bat.
That's okay. It's the best time to hit me. You just getting back from the game?
Yeah,
It's my understanding that we approved that sale for $30,000. So the only thing left to do is to drop a purchase agreement. So
Been saying this since
I'll just
68.
present it that way today. And if you guys are okay with that, then I'll do the purchase agreement this week and get it done. 'Cause these guys, I mean, everything's done except for the paperwork.
You fine?
if it comes up, you're aware of it, and if you want to see the contract, it's right here.
Mike, are you gonna run the meeting?
They did favorable to it.
Mike? Mike Clark, are you gonna run the meeting till we have the election?
No, it's
Oh, okay.
Del Weldon. Del
Who's
Weldon.
gonna run?
Del Weldon runs it.
How about Messimore?
I think you can just talk about it.
Tell him.
If you want to
Tell
bring
him
it
it's
up, just
5
wanna write it
o'clock.
into your
We'll
list.
be here late enough.
Guys, it's 5 o'clock.
Right. Yep. All right, we will call to order the January 11, 2016 meeting of the Lawrenceburg Redevelopment Commission. I am City Attorney Del Weldon. And if we could have a roll call, please.
Member Brian Messmore. Here. Member Bob Revel.
Present.
Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Member Mel Davis.
Here.
Member Paul Seymour Sr.
Present?
Member Dennis Hutchins.
Present.
Lawrenceburg School Board Member Patrick Myers.
Here.
City Attorney Del Weldon.
Here. Thank you. And first order of business is to approve the minutes from the previous meeting. If we could have a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion to approve.
And if we have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion passes and we'll approve the minutes from the previous meeting. I don't have any announcements. Does anyone else have announcements? Okay. The financial report, the current balance for the redevelopment commission is $1,564,663.50. And new business is,
Could I ask one question?
yes, sir, you may.
Same question.
Tower lease, I needed to, just somebody tell me what it is.
You're asking for one of the items? Did you
Yeah, the
say
bottom
tower
item.
lease?
I think that's cell phone lease off the tower. Isn't that good?
All right, okay.
We got $1,197.90 twice.
2 times a year?
I'm not sure how often it is.
That was 2 times a month.
Is that the lease with Crown Castle?
Doesn't say.
Just says tower lease. Okay, and that's something that, Dell, I'm probably going to call a meeting with you on, and our consultant that takes care of the communications for us.
Okay.
Got some issues with that, and it's to the point I need to pull you into that.
Okay. I'll make a note of that and that'll be fine. Is that it? I think that's all we can provide on that right now.
Takes care of me.
Sure. And if you have more questions, just let us know. Let Mel or I know. Okay, first order of business is elections. And the first position would be the executive director position. Do we have a motion for a nomination for
I'll
a
make a
candidate?
recommendation for that.
Yes, sir.
Messmore would be my recommendation for the director.
Okay, we have a recommendation, we have a motion on the table. Do we have a second to that motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, and we'll vote on that motion now. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously, and Brian Messmore is the elected executive director. Next position that needs to be filled is chairman. We have a motion to fill the position of chairman.
I make a motion for Mel Davis.
Second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion to nominate Mel Davis for the position of chairman. We need a vote, and obviously, Mr. Davis will abstain from that vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion also passes unanimously. Mel Davis is elected the chairman for the Lawrenceburg Redevelopment Commission. And with that, I will turn these proceedings over
Oh, thank you.
to our new chairman. You're welcome. Congratulations.
The next order of business would be the vice chair, and the floor is open for nominations.
I recommend Bob Rybold.
I'll second that motion.
Any additional nominations? All in favor of Mr. Rybold?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Rybold, congratulations.
Thank you.
The next order, I believe, is the secretary. Floor is open for nominations.
I nominate Tony Abbott.
Second. Any additional nominations? Roll call, or I beg your pardon. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations.
Did we have a second? I didn't hear.
We did.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Under old business, Larry Weber, 443 Canal Street.
Good evening. I came before the old redevelopment commission, and they advised me in December to come before you. They, I think, did not want to make any decisions that late in the game. And we have a house, my father passed away at 443 Canal Street. There's a Agner house in the corner I think the city might have interest in buying. Then there's Janie Fuchs lived next door. There was an empty lot we sold, and then my dad's house, the next house in the very end is Janet Getch on the cul-de-sac. And I think Paul Seymour's doing a great job fixing things up around there, and if, you know, the city's interested in buying my dad's house, there's an old shed back there that would be gotten rid of, and I think it'd make a lot better entrance to Hollywood casinos.
Did you, in the last discussion you had with the city that we're talking about demolition, did you not share some thoughts with demolition with the city?
Right, they said if they would like it more if I had it torn down.
And your feelings on that?
I would like not to be honest, but
Sure.
I would agree to that. My sister's in Hawaii, but she has given me permission, you know, to speak for her.
Are we familiar with the number that we're talking about, Mel, for the house?
House never has been appraised yet, has it?
Well, we had it appraised when my father passed away. It appraised for $75,000, but I don't know what it's worth.
When was that?
That was March of last year.
Would that still be good, Dale, do you know, or?
I think we're going to need to follow up on that, you know, if we also want to reconsider how we would split construction. I think the goal today was just to hear from Mr. Weber, and Mario is making a good point. We need more than one bid.
Right.
And so we can go through that entire process. We just wanted to obviously give you an opportunity to talk today, and we're sorry about your father. But we can touch base with you immediately and start that process.
Yeah, Mr. Weber, we hate to run you back and forth, but since we're new, first meeting, we need to investigate that a little further. And then if you can come back to the next meeting, next scheduled meeting.
Would it be possible to have some appraisals done? Because I think I came to 3 meetings and they said, well, what is it you want? And I said, well, wouldn't you go the median of the two? And they said, yes. So I said, well, that's kind of a mute question.
Well, I have a question for you. Is there any urgency on your side or family needs that we need to hear about before?
There was a family that rented it. He was going to buy.
I remember that
contingent on
story
him
too.
straightening out his credit rating, and he didn't. So he moved out in October. So I did not feel right renting it out, telling someone, hey, you might be out in 2 months.
And your sister was in,
She's in Hawaii. She's in
Hawaii,
Hawaii.
But you never thought about selling it, right? I mean, to maybe the city of Lawrenceburg, you haven't
Yes.
put it up for sale yet, have you?
Not, I wanted to see if they come before the Redevelopment Commission and see if they were interested.
Now, could we use his appraisal through, and we would want to get another one, do you think?
well, how much were people that were going to buy it and the deal fell through? Just curiosity, what were you selling it to them for?
We were going to get $85,000.
Did that include the lot next door that you have
That
since
included
sold?
$20,000 for the lot, and we agreed to
So
$65,000 from the house.
Okay. That gives us an idea where we're starting at.
Yeah, in fact, I could bring you their contract. We wrote that on the back saying they had first right of refusal at $65,000. And I didn't even think about, well, I'll be honest, there's no mention of lot. Once they moved in, he said, I want to buy the lot also. I said, okay.
Well, I know the lot's sold. I'm
Right,
aware
the
of
lot
that.
is sold, but, you know. So there's no mention, and there 85, I was wrong on that. 85,000 isn't on there, it's just 65,000 for the house.
You know, I have to look at the lot, I'm not real familiar. To anybody that's been there, is it a decent lot? Paul, if we tear down and do something, I mean,
It's
is there
a wonderful
anything
area,
that
yeah.
would cause it not to
Jenna
be?
Getz, her family has probably been there, well, I just turned 69 years old in January 1st. I was born in that house, my parents were there. It's an excellent area now. Janie Fuchs, the Funches have lived there for probably 110 years. The Getzes have been there over 100 years, so
It's a good lot, Bob. Yeah, it's a good location.
In fact, the gentleman who bought the lot next door told me, do you realize he paid $22,500 for the lot? And he said, do you realize I can buy lots elsewhere for $7,000 and $8,000? I said, not with this, not like this environment, not with this.
Okay.
And he said, you're right.
Well, I think in all fairness, we'll let the rest of the board members see the lot, and
Right.
and then next meeting, we decide if we want to go out for appraisals for it, if there's any
Okay.
interest in buying it.
There's a for sale sign right in front of the house.
Also, and keep in mind, it's cheaper for you to demo than it is for the
Right,
city to demo.
right, and I understand that.
So where are we leaving this at?
I'll entertain a
Table again?
motion to table until the next meeting. Till we have a chance to take a look at it.
I'll make a motion that we table it for 30 days.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you,
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Weber. All right.
We'll be meeting with you before that. Okay, fair enough?
That sounds great.
Next order of business is Palmer Service Station, Dale Weldon.
Is there anyone here for that issue? I think, Mel, that what we decided in meeting beforehand is that we would table that until the next meeting, if that's okay with you and the board.
Entertain a motion to table.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion tabled. And 427 St. Clair Street?
Yes, thank you. The property at 427 St. Clair Street, it was approved at a previous meeting to be sold for the amount of $30,000 to Dakota Canoe. Dakota Canoe, it's my understanding, has all the financing in place. The only thing that remains to be done is that a purchase agreement needs to be executed. I will, with the permission of the board, I'll draft that agreement and make sure it's executed, make sure the payment occurs, and we'll get it done quickly.
Motion to do so.
Is he in the audience tonight?
That's a good question. Are you?
Is he gonna live in the home?
Yes, he is.
Well, that's exciting. I looked at it today. It's got a beautiful garage and a beautiful yard, and I understand he's gonna do the work and move in there, so that's exciting for him.
Babysitter right next door.
Does anybody know whether the house has heat in it?
It does have heat and it is on.
Say when the law enforcement went in there a few years ago, they put all new system in there.
But it is heated now.
Correct. I think maintenance has been kind of
I
overseeing
think
it.
this is exciting for them.
There's nobody in it. I just was worried about the cold weather.
No, I believe maintenance is keeping an eye on it.
All right, okay.
Thank you, ma'am, for being here. And I don't think we need any further vote. I just wanted to update the board.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Any other old business? Have we settled, and I'm going to ask the attorney, have we settled with Mr. Hutchins on his agreement with the passport?
I don't know. I know that there might have been a new homeowner credit of some sort. If we could table that, I'll look into it and make sure I get an answer to the board.
Okay.
I'll add that to the other two.
Entertain a motion to table?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of the claims once properly certified?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Sorry, I was reading some.
Any comments from the audience?
Amen. All in favor? All in favor?
Yes, sir.
I gotta keep you guys straight.
Sorry.
It's okay.
A couple important things, I think. Other people might not think it's important. I do. It's January. You won't be having a meeting till February. You've just got packets handed to you that's got some property inventory on it. I, being of Paul Seymour General Contracting, would like to see some movement on the house lots on St. Clair Street. And it doesn't need to wait another month, because the way I see it, and Mike might be able to answer this, in the past, we talked about possibly taking those 5 lots and turning them into 4.
And if I can, I have been waiting and I have not heard yet if we have ever closed on that property.
Okay.
That's something I need to be informed of first. If we have closed on it, I need to engage survey company to go ahead and do a survey.
Mike, when's the last time you looked at that property to see where you stood?
It was before the end of the year, and it was getting close, but we hadn't closed it. We may have closed on it by now. I just don't have that information.
Well, let's assume for a second that it's going to get closed. I think what Paul's looking for is for some consensus up here that we would be willing to turn 5 lots into 4 lots. So that
I'm more looking.
It was already decided. Now, you guys can change that.
I'm more looking for it just not to get lost in the changeover, because this is the time of year where you want to be. I know Mike's got work to do on it, and it's not going to be a 1 week or a 2-day thing. It's probably going to be 30 or 60 days. The other thing that's going to have to follow that is the advertisement. So all I'm asking you guys to do is to have a sense of urgency. It's not urgent, but you don't have a whole lot around town right now, and that's prime pieces. So all I'm asking you is you do have something that's going to be coming up, little sense of urgency to it. Don't let it slip and fall through the cracks.
We have to, we do have to advertise these for 90 days first, don't we? So.
I can I can follow up.
30 days? I mean, yeah, 30 days.
It actually,
Follow up with Mike about the closing, and we can make sure that.
And there again, one thing that Paul brought up that would be nice is if this board would authorize me to get started on the subdivision process once it has been closed and is definitely in the redevelopment's name.
It should be in our name because he's been paid for it. Because it's on here, paid in full.
Okay, and there again, but I still need authorization.
That's what I was looking for.
To start the process.
That's what I was talking about, is to get the process
Entertain a motion
started.
to let Mr. Clark proceed with getting that property prepared.
I second that motion.
I'd make that motion.
Hey, Paul, can I have ask you a question, since it's kind of...
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do you plan on tearing it down, or?
It's already gone.
Oh, it is gone, okay. I'll just have to familiar myself with different things on here. Okay, great.
it's gone.
And you'll put some nice housing or whatever like you had over at the other places?
The lots are 33 feet, and this would allow a lot to be in the area of about 40 feet,
Around 40 feet.
which is what we did on the end of Arch Street up towards the thing, and it worked out real well. Gives people a little bit bigger yard, not too big, and we just, I think it'd be a good idea,
They'd all pick up about 8 feet, roughly, right?
roughly, yeah.
So what we're doing is giving authorization to make a subdivision plot. Do we also need to give authorization to advertise for 30 days in that? On
You gotta
completion?
get the plat,
You get the
done
plat
before-
certified first.
Get
Before there's a
certified
lot
first.
of record before you guys do.
Okay, all righty.
We have a motion and a second to let Mr. Clark proceed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we need to back up for a minute. We have to vote on Mr. Hutchins' motion. We had a motion and a second, and I jumped the gun. All those in favor of tabling Mr. Hutchins?
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Any more comments from the audience?
If I could, Mel, you guys did all receive this
Yes.
redevelopment street inventory or property inventory. There are some notes on it. I would gladly sit down with each one of you guys to kind of go through this, just so you understand where the notes came from on some of the intended uses for some of the properties. And one other comment that I just wanted to make, and this kind of goes along with possibly Mr. Weber's property, and we have several properties, but we have very few left today, single-family residential lots. In the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 different home builders, separate from Paul, that have stopped in and obtained this information. Right now, the redevelopment, Paul, you guys have been very successful. We're running out of properties, guys. If you want to continue to get rid of some blighted structures and put more foot traffic downtown and new structures on the tax base, we need to look at that. Instead of just, well, we got too many properties. We got to look at each property separately, what its best use is, and there again, I'm offering any time any one of you guys would come in and sit down with me so we can go over this in greater detail. I would love to do that.
Mike, I'm glad you brought it up because I was going to if you didn't. About half of this is, a third of this is parking lots. I mean, really, there's a lot of stuff.
It is.
There's 52 items in here, and, there's very few that we can do much with, I mean, I don't think we're going to change the retirement home over there. That's 5 of them, or 4 of them. So this needs to be worked on seriously, and I appreciate the meeting, but I've had a couple of meetings. I've looked at every property since I got the book last week, and Paul went over a lot of them with me because he has a lot of knowledge too, and I'll meet with you, but this is a tough thing to work with, really.
there again, that's why if you sit down, apparently Dennis is already getting some history on it. Anyone that's interested, contact me.
Could we sit down as a group? I mean, or can we, I mean,
You
is there?
would have to call
Public meeting.
a
You
public
would?
meeting
Okay.
to do that. I think it'd be more efficient at each individual that's interested at their, their convenience for us to sit down, and it won't take that long to go through it one-on-one.
I'll be down Wednesday.
Do you have a cell that you could give out, or? is that-
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
It's 812-584-0778.
You all hear that?
I think everyone.
They all got it
in town
anyway.
has my number.
I could be the only one in Lawrenceburg that doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Before I may entertain a motion to adjourn, I would like to thank you all for attending. I think this is great that you have the interest in Lawrenceburg, and hopefully you will be proud of this board, so we'll get some things accomplished. Entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second that.
Anybody in favor?
Aye.
Everybody.
Anybody opposed?
Send John to the elections tonight. He'll be there, I'm sure.
Let me know when you want to get in his office. And I'll try to. Work for me.
Like I've gotten out there after 8 o'clock.
What else can you do? Go out and look for more.
There's times where I've been back home early.
Is that what he's suggesting?
Get back.
Buddy, I'll just go up to the bait shop.
I mean, the list
when the weather-
is what it is, I mean, right?
I'm gonna draw, he's got to take one. So, we should be able to do that pretty quickly. Everything's done. Money,
Triple. I can kill 2 people.
I do purchase agreement. And I have his phone number. He called my office, actually. Good. I'm excited for it.
Congratulations, that's a nice spot.
Yeah, I know that. Really? That's great. That's so cool.
That's okay.
Thank you. Well, it's a good opportunity. I mean, it's. We'll get into this in a lot more detail whenever we get time. Well, I mean,
Kelly tells me, but I think I'm fairly certain in some capacity. I mean, obviously, if it's a redevelopment property, there's no recognition. Yeah. Trying to get 5 weeks in here.
What is that?
Well, you know, I mean, part of our work is
No. The treat? Yeah.
you know, and so I thought, well, you know, maybe at some point, you know,
Right.
we're gonna
I'm used to that.
try to do some recruitment.
Both of us together in one place.
So,
Oh, he does.
Into specific properties.
Yeah, I can have fun with him.
one we're really trying to get taken care of is that, you know, the first financial. And then I don't.
So what type of areas are we?
Well, you know, he would love like microbrewery or whatever. The only problem with that, here's Chrome.
Oh, okay, so there you go.
That kind of problem. It's hundreds of
Ah, okay. I've heard of them, so, okay.
So, you know, and as I can tell you, so we really.
He had something going in the movie
something
theater
that
for a
really
while.
gets attention, grabs attention. But I mean, one of the things we looked at was like antique mall sort of thing in there that has various vendors that run the Westfield County. You could put one in there, but things like that. The other thing is, I know one conversation.
I have been looking through files and I am aware of, I guess.
I don't know where that is, you know.
Well, that's kind of, that's why I'm just kind of saying.
Yeah, because you're trying to figure out what.
I mean,
I didn't sign on for Vice.
take a picture downtown.
I didn't sign on for Vice.
You're the chairman of the Main Street. Take a picture of
What though?
entertainment district.
Vice.
Lay over that, the redevelopment.
He said that,
Property that we own. So you should have some crossovers in a picture.
Yeah, it's for the claims.
Hey, Kelly, I was telling you about that
Yeah.
company a friend of mine's working for.
Well, yeah.
Gonna send me an email. Did you send me an email yet? Let me look at it. I'll send you that address, because you gotta fill an application
Well,
there.
yeah, irrelevant to that,
Yeah,
yeah.
go to the
You have to go to the location.
Okay.
And it's like a
Oh,
full
at the end of the
day,
Yeah,
that's-
okay, that's
So it's not too
that's a
bad.
proper-
Thank you.
All right, I'll send you that.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
If it's only for those, you know what I mean? To me, it's one of those things everybody can read.
Yeah.
That's the deal with it, because since everybody agrees that it would bring.
Yes, I'll take it. Have a good night.
Yeah, kind of the same.
I don't know, I'm just thinking, and my gut feeling right now. That gets people down here, then you got.
Absolutely. And I had a
Have
conversation.
another bar.
Yeah. Yeah, you just, we need to fill up, and I had talked to Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked about development properties, I was talking about those parking lots. Yeah, okay, a couple of years.
I know I've got time
I have
available, I
a
just don't know
lady
when.
from Cincinnati.
All right.
And her name is
Mr. Davis?
Kathleen Morris.
Sir? Don't abuse your power now. Sir?
Pardon me, sir.
Jerk is off.
And you too, the second one, if he drops dead, you're probably behind us.
She did. She got that thing rolling. She came down.